there's all this talk about like the OGs are going to come back at some point. Where do you stand on like a death remaining a death in a film? Like,
yeah, I know.
Like that was like, I mean, the scene between you and Scarlett is heartbreaking and amazing. Is it kind of like where do you? I don't know. What's your vote?
Maybe if enough time goes by, right?
Yeah.
And I think it kind of has at this point. But you got to also. But what is the point of the narrative, the story? These are beloved characters. We did spend 23 films together, essentially as a collective. To start it up what is the reason? What is the story? Because like. Do you have to do more after that? How do you ever resolve this?
Right.
When is it ever going to feel like everyone gets the little bow and like it feels great? Nobody died, and like what happens here? Like how does it happen?
There are no consequences,
there's no consequences because like we can just like multi-universe here and your death doesn't mean anything, right? So yeah, I don't know. I've got feelings about it. I think everybody does. I think I think the guys that died, I think they have feelings about it.
Have you ever asked to be killed off? Have you ever said, give me a great death?
No, I never asked to be killed. I was really asking for what did I ever ask for? Just
what is left? What was left on the table that you asked for with respect to Hawkeye? Like the fact that you and Scarlett never got kind of like the team up movie felt like something left off.
Yeah, always that. I mean, I think stuff like that's always interesting and exciting. You can pull in so many people for that and. It's kind of like a Mr. and Mrs. Smith kind of vibe. Could be interesting. I just think there's so. But what's the idea to get all the Avengers together, right. and how and why is it? What's the purpose of it? And
do you Google Secret Wars when people say like it's called Avengers Secret Wars? You're like, what the fuck is Secret Wars?
I don't know what that is. I'll let those people understand that. I can just go by being the barometer of truth. I'm like, why is this person here?
Right.
What am I doing here?
Just speaking for John Q. Public over here.
But I'm always down for it, man. I mean, I think it'd be great. It'd be awesome. I'd love to be with everybody again. But do they bring back just the OG, or do they bring back 60 people? That's
it's gonna get crowded.
You're right.
Do you remember what it was like?
I need Thanos again. Start snapping.
Don't get that guy snapping again. Do you remember what it was like to watch Endgame and to have the audience think you're going to be the goner and then the pivot to Scarlett? Do you remember that moment in the theater?
Oh, yeah. I had to survive it. It should have been you. Like, what'd I do, man? Jeez.
I think to your credit, look, this is like the thing. This is why they get the best actors in the business for these kinds of movies. Because in real life, I would imagine you and Scarlett are playing that scene on a green screen in Atlanta, and that is such an emotional, powerful scene, and that's why you get the best in the business. Do you remember what it was like to shoot that and to kind of sell that kind of drama?
Oh yeah. I remember hanging off the cliff. It was just like I'm in this girdle, all right, and having to hang upside down. I really just had to climb up here, and Scarlett was on her knees just so she could be there for an eye line and to do the thing when I'm holding her. It was so not sexy to look at, but on
this
camera,
is gonna look good, right, guys?
It's a real thing, and that's that's part of the gig. It's part of those worlds. You got to really imagine those worlds.
You don't teach that in acting.
That's why it's also very, very exciting for us to watch those movies at the end of them because we really see because that's the worlds become very characters in the movie that we just never were a part of.
Sure,
it's all green screen or very small sets or whatever.
Does the fantasy football league still exist?
Yeah. I don't have time for this.
Again, this is the clarity of purpose now.
Yeah.
Gets a little
the fantasy the draft. I'm like, really going to do a fake NFL draft? And I got to worry about this stuff.
Right. I got to do all this. Rudd is going to do 10 hours of research. I don't have that kind of time.
The level of care
for
that. I'm like, I
don't need 6 months of Anthony Mackie shit-talking me. It's a lot. It's a lot.
None of that.
My brother has just the best stories. They are funny. They have plot twists. I love hearing his stories, whether I know them already or not. And he is a great dad. So just in time for Father's Day, I found the perfect gift to honor my brother, the great dad that he is, that captures all his stories for my family and his family forever. It's called Storyworth. Storyworth helps you preserve precious memories and stories from your father, from your uncle, from your grandfather, yes, your brother, for years to come. Here's how it works. Each week, Storyworth emails your loved one a thought-provoking question that you get to help pick. It can be who their favorite teacher was, what their least favorite subject in school was, what their favorite vacation was, anything and everything, and you can provide examples too. Storyworth then makes the writing process a breeze. All your loved one needs to do is respond to that email with a story. Long or short, it doesn't even matter. You'll be emailed a copy of your loved one's response as they're submitted over the course of the year. You'll get to enjoy the retelling of the stories you already know, or be surprised by stories you have never heard before. And after that year of fun, Storyworth compiles your loved one's stories and photos into a beautiful keepsake hardcover book that you'll be able to share and revisit for generations to come. You could even keep a copy of the book for yourself. This book that my brother's going to do is going to be fantastic. His kids are going to love it, and my entire family is going to enjoy reliving those stories and photos year after year. Families love Storyworth. That's why it has more than, get this, 25,000 5-star reviews on Trustpilot, with millions of stories preserved since they were founded over 10 years ago. Give all the fathers in your life a unique, heartfelt gift you'll all cherish for yours. Storyworth. Right now, save $10 on your first purchase when you go to storyworth.com/happysad. That's storyworth.com/happysad to save $10 on your first purchase right now.